Good morning, my friends. This is Milurkus from You Healing, and we're starting another beautiful Sunday morning. And our paradise. Gonna do the energy work as always on the Sunday morning to to show it that we can always exchange the energy. We always can give it. And when I'm always talking to the people and or teaching the classes, I'm always saying, um, as long as we take care of ourselves, as long as we meet our needs, we can always share share the energy and give it away without any doubt that we can run out of it. No, we in a huge ocean of the energy, and we just circulating or directing the energy. We by sharing the energy, we never gonna get depleted. Of course, keeping in mind that anything we overdo, we get tired. Including keeping attention on the reading or writing or doing any work. Same thing with the healership. Once you do for long hours, you get tired of doing it, just like any other things. But not because of you losing energy, but because of you paying attention somewhere. Your mind is working on something. We have to have fun too. So, before further ado, so we're gonna be talking about sixth chakra, about the energy center that is in our head, in our forehead. It comes out in the front and in the back. In the front, it means it has the qualities of being able to see, being able to visualize it, being able to experience spiritual joy. This is a spiritual quality, having spiritual joy. I don't hear it much other people saying, but this is what swamis has have. They may have a bowl of rice, no home, and one set of clothes, but they live in spiritual joy. They happy for who they are and where they are. Although having spiritual joy and having fun, it doesn't mean that someone is enlightened. Okay, to be enlightened means a little bit more than having fun thoughts and having that joy. And I've seen the guys that have their sixth chakra blown open. And they can compare to others. And they consider themselves enlightened or something on that end. So, hi, Dale. So it's not as close to the truth as it may seem. Although the image might be suggesting that this center also has something to do with understanding the bigger truth. Well, seeing and understanding the bigger truth. One thing is being street smart or smart in a life, to know how to live the life, how to manage your life. That's a third chakra. To see the bigger truth, to see through the eyes of entire organism, entire body, instead of single cancer cell. So there is two different mentalities. There is the ability to see way bigger picture, to see universally. So that's the center. That's the sixth chakra, third chakra. Okay. Yeah, and also through this chakra we see, well, not through this chakra, but pineal gland, that helps us to see the spiritual world. Spiritual world is nothing else. It's also on some certain level in material world, because if even material things like this that looks kind of hard and stable, if we look with the appropriate microscope, we would see those particles spinning and moving. There is nothing solid in it anywhere. Although, but because of the frequency is lower, so it gives the appearance that it's a solid. So the bigger the frequency, less solid it appears to us, and especially when we're talking about spiritual things, you know, they have a high frequency. Therefore, the window of perception has to be wider. I already spoke about it. Window of perception has to be wider. So it means that our pineal gland has to decode the higher frequency. It's just like the same thing on the radio, right? If your radio is set up just for FM, you're not gonna catch AM frequency or the frequency in the town, which is a big distance away. So same thing over here. Yeah, and but nonetheless, everything is frequency. Everything is material at some point, or everything is spiritual and non-material, wherever you wanna, whatever way you wanna look at it. So let's walk up again those chakras, because it's very important. It's very important, and we walked for the last time to get up there to the fifth chakra. We're gonna walk to the sixth chakra. Why? Because if it takes a repetition to and talking and practicing over and over to build that knowledge, to get to know that path. Okay, some people it's very easy once they drove certain path to remember that. Some it's not. Okay, and some people come to me and they say, well, you know, I want to see idea. And some people come to me to therapy and say, I want to see, just could you open my sixth chakra or my third eye? Yeah, I want to see the things, you know, the colors, the aura, you know, I want to heal, and or I want to see entities, or be like medium to be able to see souls. And most of the cases they see it as entertainment, for fun. And I'm always stressing it. If you want to see things, experience things, live in the spiritual life, as I'm saying in the high school, the divine will, the divine feelings, and divine mind, you have to have a strong foundation on the bottom, especially root chakra, especially because of to integrate all that knowledge, all that information. We need to have big trees, have big roots, so and deep roots. So that's what we have. Otherwise, how we gonna integrate all that knowledge on that stream of the information that's gonna go? You know, it may burn our circus. Okay. Okay, let's talk about issues. Last time we spoke about it, about those chakras. Are you practicing it? Are you walking it through? Are you seeing where you are? I step. Are you walking up your chakras and seeing where you're doing fine, where you're stuck, and are you working on those issues? Okay, and let's do real quick this time. You know, we're not gonna spend as much time as last time, but we'll still. More we walk, better. More we do, better we are. First chakra is I am. How we doing physically? Do we care for ourselves on the physical plane? Okay, our body, feeding, giving proper nourishment, our environment. Are we safe? How we feel about our environment? Are we safe? Are we putting ourselves in a safe environment? Second chakra, our feelings. Are we focusing on the positive? How are we doing in the relationships? Okay. Are we working on those issues that doesn't work right to get on the more positive side? Third chakra, our intellect, knowledge. Are we learning? Are we finding new frontiers? Are we keeping our mind clear and positive? Just positive. keeping thoughts on positive side. The heart, again, how we doing with loving, being unconditional, loving, or compassion. How we doing about that? Are we still struggling? Are we getting better? If we're saying yes, 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 I'm doing, it means those centers opening up spiritually, and we are and that level, so we can go higher. Because if we're not there yet, we didn't master it, so there is gonna be like a boundary, like obstacle to get higher. Okay. Yeah, and we can always pretend that we high with eyes high mitra. Uh, we can always pretend that we high with our head above the clouds and we in the bliss. But if we not set with our lower chakras, then it's a storm is waiting to come. Okay, the fifth chakra is divine will. Are we taking? Are we approaching everything in the life that is a divine will, or our higher will that we created this life? And we already talked that we creating everything, and we can discover it while doing it life between life therapy. That we set it up everything, all that script, and everything is for positive, to understand, to learn, to grow. Okay, divine will. If we're taking positive, oh, it's yeah, taking positive. I take positive approach. Whatever we consider negative, take a positive approach because if it's for my good, and looking for the way how I can turn into the good. It's like a pepper, okay, or salt. We don't eat salt with the tablespoons or the pepper. No, we use a little bit by bit and make that tasteful. And then once we get through that, all is good. We don't have labeling anymore. We don't have that negativity. We don't have that negative approach towards life, good and bad and evil. Okay, we consider everything is positive. Everything is divine or from higher self or from the spirit self. Or if there is something is not quite as we like, we take it as a challenge to grow. Okay, spiritually. Or at least, as I'm saying, at least in this society, to work with the heart, to forgive, to learn to forgive, to learn to be able to give a free will to everybody, just like as you would like that free will to have it for self. And the sixth chakra is ability to enjoy. Once you don't have that, or it's a bad karma, it's someone put curse on me or something, then you're able to enjoy it. Then you're able to see the beauty, the happiness. And the sixth chakra, it's like I'm saying, like any others, is like a database. It's like an entire section of our life where it's at. Okay, and if we're talking about spiritual joy, we're never gonna find it in the third chakra or the second, okay, or the first. It's always gonna be here. And if the person is joyful, is the ability to see the beauty in the life. Some older generation people, on more cases, had that ability than we are over here, especially that they live closer to nature. So the indigo color appears in the aura. Indigo is a midnight blue. It's a darker blue. It's not murky. It's not dirty blue, but it's a clear, rich blue. Okay, and it's very high vibration. Those people like truth, spiritual truth. They practice spiritual practice, and it takes will and it takes stamina to do the spiritual practice and stay in that path. It's not like easy come, easy go, or if it's easy I'll do it, if it's hard I won't. So, and this spiritual center is very different than spiritual emotional center is very different than the second chakra. also emotional, because the second is our daily emotions. Whatever happens in our environment, that's what we feel. Okay, if it's a good day, we feel good. If it's a bad day, we feel bad. Okay, if it's ugly day, we feel ugly. If it's a joyful, something comes up, some big surprise, beautiful surprise, nice surprise, we feel enlightened, on the clouds. The next day might be rainy and we gloomy. So it's a second chakra. Over here, it's always sunshine, because of it's very stable, it's very unconditional level. Okay, just like I mentioned in swamis, it's ability in that level. Once we master it, we're able to enjoy our life, to see joy in our life, and no matter what. Just like I'm saying, in the bowl of rice cooked in the water, you might find the joy. Yeah, or you can, and also we enjoy for the others, other successes, other happiness. You enjoy that. We don't have envy anymore. You see, once we cross the heart level, we get through that unconditionality, then we don't see us separate from others. We see as organism, as I mentioned before. Once we cross the heart, there is no more me, mine. I'm first, I'm best. It's we becoming us. We are able to enjoy us, and then enjoyment, in many cases, comes through the comparison. Okay, we compare. Oh, what do I have? Do I have a bowl of rice, or someone has a bowl of rice with some butter maybe in it, or maybe brown sugar on it? So then he lives it better. So I'm kind of slightly unsatisfied. Okay. So it's very tricky, but if we conditional, then it means we're dropping it in the third chakra, conditionality, getting mind into the work, and we're not there. Okay, and to those people that want to see the beauty, the everything, I'm always saying it's not about having that chakra blown open. It's about having balance in all those chakras, and ability to be able to have them integrated. And people that not able to see the happiness, the joy in their life, and especially if they are on the side of the depression or prolonged sad uh, sad emotions, they have on the right side above very dark black spots. The bigger the hardship, the blackness of the mind, the bigger that spot. Some cases I've seen that it takes almost entire right side of the auric field. So it's energetic. It means that blackness, it's there. And when people say, oh, what's my aura, what's my colors, and they want, and then this somehow dissociate themselves from it, although its energy field is us. But also I'm saying it's not us. This is how we reacting to the world. Okay, how we react, how we perceive, how we defend ourselves from the world. Okay, in Barbara Brennan's School of Healing, that's what we call it. It's energy defense system. Something happens and we react. So all those people that enjoy their life, putting themselves in the path of joy, find something to enjoy. They don't have that, and we can all work with that. There is a ways to do it. How do we do it? The sixth chakra is as any other chakras, fueling the energy to entire organs in the center skull, pituitary gland, pineal gland, and those glands, just like eye, it has the qualities of the eye. It has a membrane, it has a water in it, and to take care of them, in older generations they used fasting a lot. When we fast, the body cleanses themselves. stops digesting stuff and cleansing themselves. So that's why fasting really is good to open up the body, clear those glands, and being able to see. Also, decalcifying right now, it's very important because of we have food and water that's not clean. It calcifies and becomes like a calcium deposit, like a stone eventually. So there is a certain ways to do it, certain oils. So if you never heard of it, if you haven't done it, so this is another topic, but this could be your homework how to do it. And meditation, once we hold the attention somewhere, let's say once, as simple as doing breathing inhalation, and then following our air that's coming into the nose and out of the nose over here. So once we hold the attention somewhere, the energy is going there and the healing happens. As little as that. All biggest and best things are simple. Like Einstein used to say, if you cannot explain it a simple way, it means you don't understand it clearly yourself. It's very simple. Holding attention brings the energy in there, and the energy works there. To work with sound, I already put the sounds that we can chant to ourselves to help us to clear and open that chakra. Although that chakra is getting way more complex than the previous ones, but the sounds are getting more collective. So we don't use a single sound for single vortex. It's more collective, and for seventh chakra is even more unique. It's a silence. It's a silence. Silence called silence is a sound of God. You cannot divide more silence. If you divide silence, you get more silence. You cannot divide. It doesn't have a loud and soft. You cannot have it good and bad. Silence is silence. So more work, I have to stress it, more work we do with the higher chakras, more work we have to do with the lower. It's just like a tree. We have to be balanced, okay? And actually, I found out that even in my case and case of the others that I worked with, when guys come and they do spiritual practice, lots of meditations, they're lacking balance between the higher chakras and lower. And I'm saying, what you need to do is not to work more intensely on your, let's say, 6th chakra or 7th chakra, but somehow it's most popular is 6th chakra. But I'm saying you have to work on your root chakra. Instead of sitting and meditating on your third eye, sit and meditate on your root, on your 1st chakra, and heal it. Heal yourself physically and heal yourself, heal your roots, your grounding. Because of, I can't stress more enough, more grounding we have, more we're able to sustain over there. Again, more grounding we have, more we're gonna able to sustain over here. Being able to see, being able to perceive that bigger truth, bigger understanding. We're gonna have maturity, okay? And with the 1st chakra, with the grounding, I already spoke on the 1st chakra. Ability to enjoy, how we enjoy. If we don't have that habit of enjoyment or own things, if we have, and people ask me, okay, I listened to what you said, what do I do? So everything is what I'm saying. It's a practical. It's just changing our habits, our life patterns. Okay, if we sit and meditate, It's a breaking of our patterns. Everything in our life comes through unconsciousness, like in Vipassana say. The wherever it sits in unconsciousness has to come out through some kind of irritation and cause us to do something. It's either coming as a itch and we itch, okay, wherever. It means sankara came out and we reacted to it. Or your unconsciousness creates something outside of you in your life. Okay, might attract person or situation and we're reacting in certain way. And once we're reacting, it feeds on it. So when we sit and meditate, let's say on the third chakra, we're breaking those patterns. We sit, stuff happens, including physically, and we just observe it. And we break, and we're not reacting. It means we're breaking those patterns. We're rewiring our mind, our spiritual mind. We're becoming bigger. Okay. Yeah, and then we're able to see more. We can meditation is like a fasting for us, except on the spirit. Okay, it clears us. It's ability to sit with yourself, by yourself, with only with the things that we have ourselves, without the environment stimulus, good, bad, or evil, without anything. Because of when I'm saying good, bad, and evil, some may ask, why are you saying good, bad, and evil? Some people addicted to bad and evil, and to feel good, to feel alive, they have to have something evil in them, something bad, not to do something bad, to do something nasty, and then they feel good. They feel, oh, I did something right. So why is that? Yeah, I already spoke about it. Neuropeptides. Anything is a habit. Wherever we experience emotion, the chemicals are released, and we okay, and more we do it, more same chemicals getting released periodically, and we get addicted to it, and then eventually we have to do that thing to have our own fix. And once we don't do it, we don't feel good, and we say, oh, see, I don't do that, and I already feel bad. Everything is a habit. Everything is not core essence over there, including the energy field aura. Okay, everything is a habit. It's not us. We are way deeper than energy field, although it's a reflection of who we are, how we act in this life, but we're not. So once we meditate, we're breaking those patterns, and we sit with ourselves, and what do we like, and what we don't, how we feel about it with what we sit, because there is nothing else. It's just us. And to some people, it's very ugly feeling, very nasty feeling, but because of they find that they don't have anything good, anything fun in themselves to sit with, let's say an hour. An hour is a good stretch of time, but this is good measure of time. If you can sit with yourself for 1 good hour, and not to have a negative experience about it, means you're on a very good spot. But to some, they say, why would they sit? It's waste of time. It's nothing happening. It's like being dead. No, the otherwise. Not being able to sit with yourself is like being dead. With having all that stimulus coming, all that thing, in the life, in the mind, to have us spinning, reacting it. That's what it is. I don't say it's not necessary. I think we should be fine on all levels, and eventually we're gonna grow, because of eventually we're gonna have that thirstiness for something more, that Maslow pyramid that I mentioned, and eventually people leave that society, the emotions, the partnership, they leave they pass that intellect, the books, the learning, the heart, and they become, I want to experience something spiritual. And when some people say, well, I cannot do that, it's my life, it's hard, I cannot be in the bliss, I have dogs, cats, children, spouses, the bosses, I cannot live that. It's easy for the let's say monks to live in a peace and in a bliss. Yeah. And first of all, these souls, these monks, they already went that path. And if they see the society that doesn't provide the foundation to have a spiritual and nice partnership, family, so they do not get involved in it. They go to the area and the path of life where they cannot have that peace and that happiness and that experience. I've read and learned that other societies, other civilizations, they do have that partnership and spiritual practices, and I'm not gonna go in it right now, but they do, and they work with the families. But over here it's kind of hard because we're still working hard to get in the fourth chakra. We're not even there on social level, on society level. Single people in the fourth chakra, but not majority. So speaking about evolution, and that we are on the peak of evolution, it's not. We are on the peak of evolution of the third chakra, but not fourth chakra. So what these monks do, they choose the path to be able to live over there. And to finish up, because I'm already overdue, I'll give you the story. It's like there is a 4 paths, 4 or 5, whatever you want to do, count it. Let's say first life story. It's a single life, single person that can do choices. I walk the street. I see the hole, deep hole in the street. I pretend I don't see it, and I fall in. It takes the entire life to get out of it. I eventually get out. I blame the hole. I blame everybody, but not myself. The second path, second life. I walk the same street. I see the deep hole. I still fall in. I know it's there, but I still fall in. But it takes short time for me to get out of it. Okay, and I went further. The third path, third lifetime. I walk the same street. I see the deep hole. I walk around and go my own way. The fourth path, or fourth life. I walk the different street. So that's how it is with our life. And those monks, they're walking the different street. Why bother with that hole? And in this type of our society, they want to do their own work because of they read it. They fill them up to them. And eventually they were working on the first lower chakras, first, second, third, trying to manage it out. That's all, my friends. Keep doing the work, enjoying the weather, last days of the beautiful weather in paradise. And till next time, there was a Milurkos for me healing. Stay well all. Bye.